I need to ask you a very important question. Do you feel old? Because I sure do. I am hitting 23 in 2 months. I'm expiring. I'm almost at my limit, on this earth. It's been a good run. It's been a good run. At least I was able to finish high school, finish most of university so far. Life's good. Life is great. I, you know, I've got Jesus in the corner going Wagwan, uh, Wagwan Delilah. It's your time is now. The Grim Reaper is here. Okay, time to stop being so existential. Pokemon X and Y. Happy anniversary to a game I have mixed feelings about, but I feel like my inner child, my like me, like my younger self loathes. I think that's the word. Like I absolutely did not like it. So we'll go into as to why, but isn't it fucking crazy how long it's been? It's been 11 years of like 11 years, not of, but since X and Y has come out, and X and Y has changed a significant portion of the Pokemon experience for better or for worse in many, many different ways. I don't have a structure to this, so if I forget something, feel free to drop it in the comments. Otherwise, just like and move on with your day. I don't mind. Anyways, the first thing that I'd like to I don't know. I This is a hot take, and this is a hot take to basically everyone on the planet. I fucking hate fairy types. I do love it as a concept, and I do think it's like the Pokemon's equivalent of a light type. However, it freaking nukes every single like Pokemon. So I'm a black and white, black 2 and white 2 like fan. Black 2 and white 2 were my favorite games. I wish I was into Pokemon in the Sun and Moon era. Anyways, X and Y introduced a new shiny new type. Oh my god, Sylveon. Oh my god, Fairy type. What is this new type? What is it super effective against? Literally, Dragon, Dark, and Fighting. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you for real? And then you make the weaknesses Poison and Steel. That that is that is absolutely crazy. I mean, Steel, to be fair, I think Steel is nowadays even stronger because of that. Because, what else were you doing other than probably running Bullet Punch? And I don't know. Flash Cannon can only do so much back in the day, but now it's actually got even more practical use. Yippee. And then poison types, they were kind of just little bitches that let you like toxic and all that sort of thing. So I'm grateful for the fact that we have something to spite fairy types for like the two of us that absolutely despise it in like meta terms. I think as a type it is very innovative and neat. However, it's it's still kind of broken. I would say, oh, my fucking chair wants to make noise. Great. um, I think Fairy and Steel are like that. That is like the type. That is like on paper probably the strongest type. You add in like a legendary. I think one of the dogs in Gen 8 were one of those, and they suddenly become really strong. Like just from the type combination alone. So X and Y, I'm grateful for you because we got Bread Dog that was fairy type and weirdly not normal fairy. I don't understand why they slap on normal on these things or like on some things and not the other, but we essentially have Play Rough now. We have fucking what's it called? What's Dazzling Gleam? Like at we have those, so those high dragons and those stinky scrafties nuked, absolutely destroyed. never again. Since Psychic wasn't enough, Bug wasn't enough. Like, you know, we had to take them down somehow. And Ice got smuzzed. Anyway, on to the next thing. I think another big thing that these games have done is, oh my god, I'm blanking. um, is the 3D aspects of games. So Black and White was really interesting. I love how I started with Black and White. Black and White, Black 2 and White 2 really tried to maximize the level of 3D you can get out of a game without making it like 3D 3D. There was the flicker thing that I think could work on Black 2 and White 2, potentially with Castelia City. They were somehow able to do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. Uh, utter bullshit from me, I guess. But yeah, so they really tried it in Gen 5. Um, and then Gen 6 just took that big jump into actual 3D like models and the actual like 3D look. Um, and it's crazy because like some would argue that that's the best that the 3D games have looked, or like how they continue to, what am I trying to say? How they should continue to look, especially with how Oras did it after like X and Y kind of, was Oras Gen 7? Either way, how Oras did it and Sun and Moon did it. I'd probably lump them all in together, although X and Y distinctively looked a little bit different. But it looked really nice. It looked really cool, and I think hyper realism for games like this might end up being a bad thing. And I think there's like a small contingent of like Pokemon fans that really want it. They want it to look even more like beyond Pal World sort of thing. Everything needs to look like Legends ZA or Legends Arceus sort of thing. I don't know. Like Sword and Shield look beautiful. It like I some ignoring trees aside, since those matter, um even the UI, but that's not related. It's it's crazy that like that jump has inspired such a new visual direction with the series. Um because I fucking love how Black 2 and White 2 look. And I think it's the reason why a lot of people, when they make well, not just Black 2, not there. I'm stumbling across my words a lot today. Not just Black and White, not just Black 2 and White 2. People say this about Gen 4 and Gen 3 games. Uh, I say this about, oh my god. What am I? Words. Breathe. Those three generations of games seem to be the peak as to how games in the 2D form should look. A lot of people that have like the nostalgic tax and nostalgic glasses on, they'll make like ROM hacks onto those things, probably because it's also easier to code into those things since we have, hacking devices and whatnot, hacking applications, to do that sort of thing. But with Gen with Gen 6 and beyond, it just it's a whole new ball game. Like the character models, yes, they look a little disproportionate to how like the things like go, like how things are supposed to be proportionally, like buildings, doors, etc., etc. But it's nice. It was refreshing. You could, roller skate around, and you got to see all of you, and not just in some 8-bit form. They took it one stage further, which I'll lump into this fashion. And it's crazy that they've really brought down the fashion options since. Gen 7 had it a little bit, especially with Sun and Moon. But from Sword and Shield, you had like the jerseys, which I absolutely adore, but I don't know. It's like some of the combinations in 7 and 8 were a little bit diabolical. And then with Scarlet and Violet, I would say that that is one of the few things that like I would actively complain about. I thought it was kind of shit, some of the customization options. For example, where the hell is there like skin color slider? But also just like what is it? Like the clothing options. There's like no diversity. I think there's like preset stuff, and then you can get some other things which were like horrible shades of colors. Cause I love purple. It's not my favorite color. Uh, Light blue, teal, aquamarine. Those are my favorite colors. But with purple, I'm like, okay, let me buy something. It is like the fucking ugliest shade of like purple on you, like compared to like what you're like wearing like ever. And I feel like that was the case with the other ones. I don't know how we can say this 11 years later, but X and Y was the peak of customization. I mean, you could literally even dye your hair. I mean, you can in Scarlet and Violet as well, but I can't remember if you can in Sun and Moon or Sword and Shield. I feel like that wasn't a thing. So I'm glad they're back. Very curious if PLZA will have those. So that'll be that'll be really neat. But that'll be really neat to see. I've recently been consuming uh bits and pieces of Tyranitar Tube videos, and that's been interesting. We've got the whole thing about those leakers. I I I feel like I would prefer to avoid those things. I love going into games completely blind, not knowing anything and really trying to like love it for what it is. Like just like pure. Like nobody's telling me, "Oh my god, this is peak. This is amazing." None of that. It's pure first time experience without internet, without thing, but I tend to stream these things, so it's a little bit difficult. Uh and also we basically live breathe on the internet. I mean heck, I'm a friggin' VTuber, so it explains a lot. Anyway, that was a X and Y ramble. See how far we've come. Kind of. Yeah, it was hardly an X and Y ramble. It was more like X and Y in respective to everything that we have so far. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Happy. Oh my god. My voice. Ah, what is happening? I need to end this soon. Happy 11th anniversary to the games that I absolutely despised as a kid, but now I think I'm quite grateful to. Bye bye.